What's up, Guardians? Welcome to Schwille Gaming, where you can stay up to date with Destiny content. Today I want to talk about a couple things. Last week I did a video on Infinite Suspend Strand Warlock build, and I had a few comments asking to see it work in more difficult content, so we're going to do that. And lately I've been seeing a lot of negative talk about Destiny, with players being unhappy, and some even saying they're going to leave forever. So I'm going to give some feedback on that as well. But before we get into all that, if you're new to the channel, smash that like button and subscribe to keep getting awesome Destiny content. The support y'all have shown me lately hasn't gone unnoticed, and I appreciate it a ton, and I hope I can keep making content you guys enjoy. But with all that out of the way, let's get into today's video. Alright guys, since I did a video on this build last week, I'm not going to go too in depth here. I'll briefly cover our subclass, weapons, and armor mods, and if you would like a more detailed overview of this build, go ahead and click the link at the top of your screen that should be appearing now. Once you've watched that, come on back to this video to see it work in more difficult content. Now onto the build. For our super, we have Needle Storm, we're going to use Healing Rift, Strafe Glide, and we only have one melee, which is Arcane Needle, and Shackle Grenade will be our main source of Infinite Suspend. For aspects, go ahead and run Weaver's Call and Mindspun Invocation. For fragments, we want Thread of Evolution, Generation, Warding, and Continuity. For weapons, I have in my kinetic slot Rufus's Fury. It's the Strand Auto Rifle from Root of Nightmares, and you're going to want Demolitionist on this to contribute to your grenade energy. Today's legendary lost sector is Bay of Drowned Wishes in the Dreaming City, and since this lost sector has Overload Champs and Void Shields in it, I'm using Lay Monarch in my energy slot. And in the heavy slot, we have Circular Logic, the Strand Machine Gun from Neomuna, again with Demolitionist on. For stats, make sure you have 100 Resilience and 100 Discipline. If you need help getting high stat armor, follow the link at the top of your screen. That is my most up-to-date method on getting good armor. On your helmet, put on 2 Strand Siphons and a Heavy Ammo Finder. For gauntlets, Bungie recently disabled some ability regen mods here, so those were Impact Induction and Bolstering Detonation. No big deal though, since we have so many ways of generating grenade energy. Just replace those mods with Grenade Kickstart and whatever else you want to wisely use that armor energy. I also have on Fastball here. Since there's unstoppable champions, we're going to need to throw our grenade at them to stun them, or if you still consume your grenade, just make sure you kill enemies nearby that champ to stun it. Everything else will be the same. On your chest, you'll want Emergency Reinforcement, Strand Reserves, and Arc Damage Resist. Our legs will be the Exotic Swarmers, and put on Absolution and Strand Surges. And lastly, on your bond, you'll want 2 Bombers and a Reaper. Alright guys, so same thing as last time. We start off by immediately consuming our Shackle Grenade, and we're going to start killing enemies here. I cast my Rift to at least get that grenade energy back, and you can see right away there's 15 seconds left on Weaver's Trance, and we already had a grenade back. So I used it to stun that champion. And you can see we got Unraveling Rounds flying. We got some enemies coming at us here. There's Threadlings going out. So as we kill them, you can see all that strand damage going. And again, we have a grenade back. We're going to use it to stun that champion. We're going to take him out. And now that he's dead, we're going to go ahead and move forward here. Got some more enemies coming our way. We're going to take them out. Now remember, on our auto rifle and our machine gun, we have Demolitionists. So when we kill enemies with those, we're going to get grenade energy. So just like that, you see we have another grenade back. We're going to go ahead and kill some more enemies here. Consume our grenade. Weaver's Trance is up. About halfway on our grenade energy right now. Cast a Rift. We're about 75% on our grenade energy. We're going to take out these adds here. And just like that, we've got a grenade back with 7 seconds left on Weaver's Trance. So we're going to use it to stun this champion. Do some damage. Kill some little adds. Got Threadlings going. Grenades ready again. Stun that champion. So you guys can see, I mean, even though we're doing high-end content now, like, we're still getting our grenade back very frequently. So this build isn't really rendered obsolete by Bungie's their mods that they disabled, or by the level of content we're playing. We're still getting our abilities that we need very quickly. So we're going to go ahead and consume another grenade. We're going to kill some enemies. We're going to get some suspend going. And now remember, this is what we had Lay Monarch on for. We got Overload Champions, so we're going to go ahead and stun this champion. And we're just going to keep Lay Monarch on him. That way he can't regenerate, and we're going to take him out. You guys can see we still have plenty of time left on Weaver's Trance, and a grenade is ready. Now in this lost sector, don't forget we got a sniper up top on the left over there, so after we take out these ads, we're going to go ahead and target him, that way he can't mess us up. And he's taken care of. More ads are in. Suspended. Now swarmers are exotic boots. Now when we shoot those tangles, they generate threadlings, so that's what you saw happen there. And again, we have a grenade ready to go, so we're getting tons of grenades, guys. So we're going to consume it. Kill enemies. Tons of strand damage and abilities going off there. Got 15 seconds on Weaver's Trance, and we're just about at another grenade. We're going to cast a rift here, and we have a grenade ready to go. And we've got an unstoppable champion coming up, so we're going to use this grenade to stun him. And we're going to light him up with our heavy. And he's down. And that is that section of this lost sector. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the boss room. We activated our Weaver's Trench with our grenade. We've got enemies suspended. We've got unraveling rounds flying everywhere. We're going to go ahead and break that tangle. We're going to get some threadlings going. You guys can see every time we get a kill, we're seeing that suspending burst happening from Weaver's Trance. We have time left, and we have a grenade up, see? So we're going to target this Overload champion in the distance here. We'll take him out. And we didn't even necessarily target him with our suspend. He just happened to be in the vicinity of the heads that died that were targeted with the suspend. So he got suspended in the process. We're going to consume another grenade. Super's going to annihilate a lot of ads, spawn threadlings, and unraveling. And now you guys can see all the green fireworks going. Tons of good stuff happening. There's our boss. We're going to light him up with our heavy. Be careful, he does like to throw those tethers at you. So that will mess you up if you're not careful. So we're going to go ahead and take these ads out. Got another grenade. Suspending. Enemies down. Got a tangle ready to go. And throw it at the boss. And now watch all these heads just start to go away from all of our suspend and unraveling. So you guys can see it's still very, very effective even in high-end content. So again, the content we just used this build on was today's legendary lost sector. That's the Bay of Drowned Wishes in the Dreaming City. And this should show you that this build is still very effective in more challenging activities. I believe I cleared it in 5 minutes total using this Strand Warlock build. Now I did see another comment on last week's video of this claiming that the Osteostriga and Necrotic Grip build was quote, way better, unquote. That build is great, no discredit at all to the author of that comment. But that and this are two completely different builds. Apples and oranges if you will. Necrotic Grip and Osteo focuses on poisoning targets, while this build is all about getting your grenade back fast, always have Weaver's Trance active, thus giving us infinite suspending final blows. But not to knock the Osteostriga and Necrotic build at all, that and this are both great builds and serve great purposes. If you have any further doubt, know that I take this build into GMs and raids and it performs very well and is without a doubt my favorite build in Destiny currently. Now I'm going to transition away from the build talk a little bit, and I want to talk a little bit about players being upset with the game, and some even saying they're going to leave forever. Now this is just my opinion, and by no means am I trying to persuade anyone in either direction. I'm simply just putting my feelings on the subjects out there so my audience, being you guys that continue to watch my content, know where I stand on it. Some of the gripes I've heard from other players are definitely valid though. For starters, it's no secret that the Lightfall narrative lacked in a time where it really needed to deliver. And I agree, I myself was definitely underwhelmed by the Lightfall story. I've heard some complaints about matchmaking in the lobbies, about how teams never get evenly matched, and I can also attest to this. Now if there's two guys ranked well under the rest of the players, then they should obviously be placed on opposite teams. If they're placed on the same team, then that team is doomed to fail. And I've had some experience with this, and it can definitely be very frustrating. So I agree there, and Bungie definitely needs to look into a fix for scenarios like that. Another common negative feeling I've heard amongst the community is the constant nerfing of gear that's widely used and disabling of certain features and mods. The list goes on, and I'm sure we could all come up with things we aren't happy about in Destiny. So I guess my opinion is coming from a place of just having fun and playing Destiny for the love of it. I kind of feel like some negative opinions are coming from a place of entitlement, like Bungie owes us something. And I think that a lot of people forget that Bungie has given us this masterpiece of a game for the past 10 years, arguably one of the best games ever made. And yes, Destiny has its low points, and the best games always have their ups and downs. But they have also given us some really amazing content that I'm sure took a lot of work over the past 10 years. And Bungie has set release dates on content and have had to meet those dates while listening to the community say what they want. And I guess my point here is to be grateful for what we have been given and play the game because you love it. And if you've genuinely lost enjoyment for the game or don't have fun, then you should definitely step back or maybe take a break for your mental health's sake. But I want everyone to say, everybody I've met on Destiny has been really fun to play with, and I love seeing all the different ways you guys play. Nobody is forcing anyone to play. Stay or go, I feel we can all practice a little more gratitude for this awesome universe that is Destiny. I won't be going anywhere, and I plan on continuing making Destiny content post-Final Shape. But please let me know in the comments how you feel about it, as well as the sick Strand Warlock build. Well, that's going to do it on today's video, guys. If you found this video helpful or you enjoyed it, then don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. And as always, thanks for tuning in to Schwille Gaming, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.